Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Boothe Review. So, today we're going to be reviewing Uncut Gems. I wanted to start by saying, I was super excited about this movie because of Adam Sandler. So, we saw it right before the Oscars and after the Golden Globes. So, we were really excited about Adam Sandler's performance. And then because everybody's like, oh, he got snubbed.
Everybody was talking about him being snubbed. Yeah.
Right. So we're really excited that this is going to be a great movie for him. Super serious, not one of his stupid movies that he makes before. They're just
I don't know if Adam Sandler's ever made a stupid movie.
Anywho, he is now promised to make a worse movie than he's ever made. So
I'm looking forward to that
one. Well, that'll be another movie review. But for this movie review, the premise of the movie was it's in the early 2000s. He is a jewelry shop owner. He is married to Idina Menzel, which I love her. She is my Elphaba and my queen. And so he tries to get rich quick, so he loves gambling. That's his main thing. And Kevin Garnett is a huge part of this movie too, which was a slightly bizarre for me. I'm
so he's a jewelry store owner, but he deals with famous people.
Yes, that's what he wants his bread and butter to be.
And that's where Kevin Garnett enters in this movie.
So he has this really rare thing that he got dug up and shipped over, and it's supposed to be worth lots of money, and he shows Kevin Garnett just because he's hey, look what I got.
Kevin Garnett's looking for something different.
Right. And then Kevin Garnett's I want that. And he goes, oh man, that's not for sale. And he's why would you show this to me? And it goes from there. Like
a series of bad decisions.
Yes.
Take place after this.
Gambling decisions. You would think so. So he has two children in the movie, and the one slightly older girl, I would say teenager. The boy also is kind of
early teens.
Yeah. So they go to school functions, and some things happen because of his gambling debts, which that was probably one of the funniest things for me about the movie, which is the worst part about what happened, but I was laughing hysterically. But other than that, honestly, for me, I didn't really understand the plot that much. It was very
very simple, but yeah.
I did not, me, we've gone over this. I need fluidity. It did not flow for me whatsoever. I was just very confused about the whole thing. Honestly, the only part that I really liked was the end because I understood it and I saw it coming. But other than that, I am not too fond of this movie.
Yeah, so...
But he did okay.
Yes, Adam Sandler was actually really good in this movie. I don't know if I get the Oscar snubbing.
Yeah, I don't
if it went up to 10.
Yeah, we discussed it. So if there was the top 10
the top 5.
They did in the Golden Globes because it's two different categories.
Well, he wasn't even nominated for a Globe yet. The movie didn't quite make it out yet.
But I'm just saying, so he.
Oh, okay.
If it was in two different, he definitely could have been nominated, but
one of them, right?
But not for an Oscar.
No, I don't think so either. Good. It's good to see him do something different.
Yes.
He still had a little bit of that Adam Sandler in it.
I couldn't help
a little bit of it. But yeah, I kind of agree. It wasn't this bad movie or anything. It just didn't hit the mark quite for me. The Safdie brothers who directed this, Ben and Josh Safdie, they are actually pretty big on the independent circuit. But they're about to be huge, and they do some interesting things in this movie that I didn't quite like. Some of it's Adam Sandler in this movie, his name's Howard, and he's still going, and he's making all these bad decisions that are just
horrible decisions.
You got to figure that at some point this wouldn't happen, at least that to that degree. Eventually this wouldn't go this far, but it did.
But I guess it's what happened.
I guess it's part of the whole.
You're just digging a hole for yourself. Yep. He just kept digging a hole deeper and deeper.
And he wouldn't stop digging.
No.
That's the issue. And a lot of people were saying that this movie made him really tense up and everything. I didn't quite get that. I was more so, I think, because they were talking about the bad decisions he was making in the movie. But it's...
yeah.
More of it was just about, kind of being a little far-fetched. for me.
So he has like one of his workers is his girlfriend, like live-in girlfriend, and
played by Julia Fox.
So she did great. I loved her in this.
She was probably my favorite part of the movie, honestly.
And so she was really great. I loved her in this. I like the chemistry between her and Adam.
This is her first acting thing too.
And The Weeknd was in it too. I don't get that part either.
the singer, The Weeknd.
Yes, the singer, The Weeknd. He had like a small cameo, which was a big part of the movie, kind of, essentially.
It moved the plot along a little bit.
But other than that, it was slightly weird for me, misleading, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so if as far as you said it takes place in the early 2000s, it felt like it did.
Yeah.
I think the way they filmed it and everything, it felt like they did.
The dress, the clothing,
and some of the shots and the settings, too, like like in the nightclubs. Mm-hmm. It takes place in New York, so it felt like that. So a lot of that was okay, but there's just, I don't know, the movie just didn't hit the mark for me.
It was very confusing too, because there's a whole big thing with like who he has gambling debt with.
Mm.
And it's still at the end of the movie, I kind of had to ask him who it was, because it doesn't show it completely for me who it was, but I was very confused about the relationship. But if you watch it, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
I think you just missed it. I think that's
but I was very confused.
Yeah, and honestly, that made it really interesting from that point too. I won't give it away how this relationship has worked out, but that to me it made it more interesting. I made me more interested in the movie and how this was going to turn out. And then it goes right to the end that you mentioned.
Right.
You kind of figured it out. I didn't quite figure it out how it was going to end like it did.
Part of it I did, but the second part I didn't.
Yeah, it went there. And I'm actually glad it did, because
it was. I think that's how it had to end. Honestly, for it to be like a completeness.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, the ending to me was the best. It made the most sense to me for it to do that.
I mean, it was a fun movie. It was fine.
It was okay.
Yeah.
The beginning of it, so I don't know, but the very, very beginning, like the opening scene, it made me dizzy. I don't really understand that. And then the end scene made me like super dizzy because of like the
what she's
visuals.
Talking about. And
I don't
for those
understand.
who might be sensitive to light or color or whatever.
Motion.
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Filmed and they kind of filmed it like it was almost like a kaleidoscopic type thing going through this gem, if you will.
Yeah, no,
like just a kind of cool effect, but it kind of, I know for some people that might have sensitivity to that.
So just be careful when you watch it.
Just throwing that out there.
I'm gonna grab my score. Okay.
You go first.
I'm gonna go first. All right. So I'm giving this movie a C. I'm going to say, if you do see this movie, I would maybe rent it on Netflix so Netflix, it's over in England and over there right now, so it's going to be coming out to us soon. If not, it's going to be coming to Redbox soon. But you don't have to see it.
Right there with you. C+, see it at home.
See, we don't even look at these, by the way. Just like his is on his side, mine's on mine, and we write them and we keep them down.
This is pretty funny. But you don't have to see it in a theater. Some people may say you do. We didn't quite get the effect.
No, it's
they were
not
talking about the music
movie.
And some of the sound effects. Didn't really play too much for us in the movie.
Right.
At least in the theater we were in. So I say you could see it at home and probably get enough, just the same amount of enjoyment, really.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Good movie. I mean, it was fun. It was good. Adam Sandler was good. Yeah, it was about it, really.
As always, thank you so much for listening to us ramble about a movie. As we can like, comment, subscribe, all those fun things. We love reading everything. And thank you so much for watching our review. Stay tuned for another one coming up soon. All right, on to the next.
Bye.
Bye.